Welcome back to the Nerdrotic podcast. My name is Gary Beekler. I am live in San Francisco, California, and I come to you from nerdrotic.com. And down in San Diego is my little buddy, my co-host, Dennis Pathalkas. What is up, man?
Nothing much. How about you? How are things going?
Things are going great. Got a lot of stuff done today. Very productive, a very German day. And we're also joined by somebody else, which is very exciting. Susan Layton from 1428elm.com is here with us. Hello, Susan.
Hello, guys. How are you today?
We are fantastic. Today is a celebration. No, we're not the biggest channel. No, we're not the best channel. But I don't know what we are. We're a channel. And we made and we had 2,000 subs during our Westworld recap on Sunday. And yeah, this is exciting. This is cool. We've had a lot of growth. A lot of it has to do with what we cover, of course, and the addition of Susan Layton, I would say. And I think Dennis would say the same. And we're here to just kind of celebrate, chat with you guys. This is an open live chat with no subjects whatsoever. I'm going to go over the Facebook group a little bit. You guys have posted some funny things in there. And we're also going to kind of reset like what we're about here at the Nerdrotic channel and do a little getting to know us and getting to know you in the chat. Yeah. So thank you. We've got a lot of congrats. We've got Ed Brewer, Kevin Dwyan. Sorry if I screwed up your last name, Kevin. Feisty Fan is here. What's up, Feisty? Luke Lucas. Susan says hi, Feisty, because I keep talking. SD3 Movie Fanobi. What is up, everybody? So yeah, let's go to the Facebook group, dude. Doug posted some clickbait here today.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, is that real?
I read through it. It's kind of garbage. That's all I'm gonna say.
It's garbage tier, as what we some people say. So yeah. So the first thing. Oh look, wait, we got to show this because I love seeing my boss when I pop something up here.
Thanks, Ed Brewer. $2 for 2,000 subscribers.
Nice. Okay, well, first of all, we got Elon on a pop-up there. What is that? Subscribe to Elon Musk? What are we subscribing to there?
Elon Musk news sent to your inbox.
I get enough of that anyway. Thank you very much. Oh my God, I got all these notifications. How do I get rid of that? Okay, I hope this like website
it's pretty spammy. That's all I'm gonna say.
It's inverse.com. So it said that the best Star Wars movie ever might not be a classic according to fan poll. And let's just go to the poll right here. Last Jedi. Favorite fan movie there. Okay, that's cool.
Well, they said they also they said it might be erroneous because of the polling, the way they did the polling and all this stuff. So they said it could be, it could not be, because then there was another poll that was done, and I was reading through it. And I'm like, so basically, what you're just saying is that your ad was just clickbait. Okay,
yeah, it's cool. And I took the bait. It's all right. It's funny. The Last Jedi leading the results wasn't even the most shocking thing. The fact that Episode 3. Revenge of the Sith got 14%. Yeah, where was this poll though, and how many people did they poll?
Yeah, that's the whole thing.
I mean, if you poll like 10 people, yeah, that's crazy. Oh my God, is there naked people riding bikes on that ad? Wow. Okay, go away.
Yeah, you need to get some ad blocker there, I think, and if you don't have it already.
You know, I usually don't go to these sites like ever. Like I stopped going to Bleeding Cool because. Wow, they found the only thing that can crash a Mac is Bleeding Cool, although it hasn't crashed my new one yet. So, yeah. And Ed, thanks for the $2, man. Appreciate it. Oh, okay. So, how you guys doing, man?
Okay. I mean, you heard about my whole drama today, so.
Yes. Well, we could just forget about drama and focus on the positive.
Yes.
We can. I have noticed. We got Heather saying. Let's look at Heather's little post here. I think this is cool. if I can get it up. There we go. Heather is brilliant. And here we go. We're going to say congratulations on 2,000 subs. I am not at all surprised. As one and many will know, I offered my unsolicited opinion. I really like when you have people come on when new people come on the channel. Susan was a great addition. Ha, see, I said so. I like Comics Division. I've checked out the channel, makes for some good points. I look forward to what they say about Farscape. Now, I will not judge you based on your friends. You can't. I've got some shady friends there, Heather. Okay, I've got shady friends. What can I say? There's also Johnny Pappas little post here, which is from Twitter. This is great news. Dennis, does this mean they're filming?
Counterpart 2? Yeah, I think so.
It looks like it's a set, and
looks like The Office.
Yeah. And hell yeah. So didn't we hear that it was going to be delayed or something and not coming out till 2019? I think somebody said that in the chat. I didn't hear about it like news wise anywhere.
Well, I think it's not coming out till 2019 because they did it this year. So
yeah. No, so I'm sorry. Somebody said it was going to be like a 2-year delay in the chat or something like that.
Oh no. It was in the article that they did with J.K. Simmons. And he didn't know when it was filming, and then right afterwards they said in the edit in that article that they were getting ready to start filming like right after that. So yeah, it's coming out next year.
I am very Susan, I don't know if you've watched Counterpart, but I can't recommend it enough. It is one of the coolest shows. I know you talked to some Stars people or not, but I don't know if you've had time to watch that.
No, I have. Because whenever J.K. Simmons is involved, I'm there because I remember him way back from Oz, his Oz days.
Oh yeah. Oh hey.
Yeah.
Sorry, Feisty fan, 1999, $20-ish for 2K. Keep doing what you're doing. Always love coming here for fun and positivity. One of my favorite channels. Don't tell Comics Division.
I'm telling the Comics Division right now.
Sorry, Susan. I didn't mean to interrupt you. It was just it's like, whoa.
I just told Comics Division, Feisty. I'm sorry. I'm just kidding.
And she says, love Gary, Dennis, and Susan.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We love you too, Feisty. So you did check out the season. That's exciting. So you can cover it next year with us when it comes back, maybe?
Yep. I can look into that. Yep.
Awesome. If you have time. If you have time.
You can go into our crazy theories that we have. If you haven't seen, we trust me, we've gotten really far into the rabbit hole. We kind of went Mr. Robot, I think, with that one too. So,
wow. Okay.
Yeah, with our Mr. Robot theories, we went a bit nuts. I'll say that. We started going super sci-fi, and it's not that kind of a show, but what the hell?
They actually kind of led us there.
They did. I mean, Mr. Robot is a lot like Westworld and Legion, where it's playing with perspective. And it's hard to say who does it better. I'd hate to choose that, but I'd have to say Mr. Robot with the whole Elliot in jail thing was pretty good. Yeah, because I thought something was going on, but I don't know.
Susan, if you have you watched Mr. Robot at all?
No, that one I haven't. I'm aware of who's in it and like what it's about, but I haven't had a chance to see that yet.
Okay, yeah. So there's one season, half a season where you're, Elliot, the main character, Sammy Remick, we think that he's been out all this time and he's been doing all this stuff, and really he's been in prison for like 6 to 8 months, something like that. And they reveal it like midway through the season. You're like, what? Huh? What? Yeah, wow. It's really kind of jarring. And so everything that's been happening happened while he was in prison.
Jeez, that sounds like David Lynch.
Kind of.
Yeah, it kind of is. And I'm sure you're noticing it, Susan. You cover pop culture. But and a lot of shows it's weird because they know a bunch of creators don't get into a room every year and go, okay, this is what we're gonna do. And it's just how trends work, and it's because a lot of these people know each other and they hang out with each other, and I think that's why we get similar things from creators. But with what I just spoke about with Legion, Westworld, and Mr. Robot, it's all playing with reality and perspective and messing with your mind a little bit. And it's really come on strong in the last couple of years with a lot of shows. I mean, like even like 12 Monkeys was kind of doing it to a certain aspect. And
yeah,
and it's a lot of fun. It's I don't want to call it cheap. It is a gimmick, but it's a good one.
It's not telling a story from different characters' perspectives and then playing with those perspectives. So every time they switch over to another, like kind of like the first 2 episodes of Karate or Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
Where you get it from Johnny's point of view, then you also get it from, his point of view as well. And it's just kind of, and I almost said Ralph because, Ralph Macchio instead of Danny. But instead of Danny's point of view. So you get both point of view, but this one's a lot more skewed. So it just completely changes. And you're like, okay, so that's what happened here. That's kind of messed up.
Well, Showtime does that too with The Affair. They do it from all the people's viewpoints, like from all the 3 people. Well, it was 3 people, but now it seems like they're adding 20 more onto it. But yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. And then they add really weird stuff like, something about a Hadron Collider kind of thing, and about, maybe alternate, realities. And you're like, oh, okay, so is this an alternate reality then? So you could just really go down the rabbit hole on a lot of things.
And
interesting.
It is. And both creators are really both what I mean, Westworld, Lisa Joy and Jonathan Nolan, and Sam Esmail from Mr. Robot are really dialed in to Reddit and social media. So they like playing with the fans in there. And they've also, both creators have said that a lot of the Reddit theories out there, which are just as crazy as ours, are correct. So that's what led kind of me and Dennis to believe Mr. Robot's doing the playing with alternate reality, and it's through consciousness. It's really bizarre. It's basically hacking the brain, because the show starts out as just your basic computer hacker, and it's a lot like the Occupy movement. It was based around the Occupy movement. And it's moved on since then, and it's changed. It's been really good. It's got some amazing characters. Especially oh my God, why am I blanking on his name now? My homeboy from San Francisco, the one who plays the Chinese consulate.
BD
Wong. Yeah, God, he's so good in that.
He plays 2 characters. He doesn't play just one character. He plays two characters. Yes, one of them is female.
Yes. Yeah,
but he could do that and do it well.
Yeah. Oh, he does it well. Trust me. It's one of those things that you're just like, damn. It's one of the more compelling characters, actually.
It's kind of like when you saw. Sorry, Dennis. It's kind of like when you saw J.K. Simmons in Oz. Like the only other place I'd seen him is Spider-Man, right? So you see J.K. Simmons in Oz, and you're like, holy shit! How is this guy not acting in every fucking movie and every show on right now? And I feel the same way about BD Wong. Is like, how does that guy not get hired pretty much for everything? I mean, he's really fucking good. So
he was on Law and Order for years.
That's a good paycheck.
Did a very great job on that show.
See, I didn't watch the show, but I respect it. I just didn't watch it. I was funny. We got a comment. I can't remember where it was, but it was very complimentary. And thank you for whoever left it. Sorry, I forgot your name, but he said, you guys don't cover a lot of shows, but what you do cover is good. And I'm like, we don't cover a lot of shows. And I kind of thought about it. I'm like, I guess we don't.
Yeah, we really don't.
Like we do.
It feels, yeah, I know. That's because we're watching them,
Yeah.
Admin says, do you watch Black Lightning? I watch it just because I watch a lot of different stuff. And it's good. I mean, it's not my favorite out of all the DC shows. I still like iZombie the best out of all my DC centric shows, but it's good. It's fun.
Yeah, I saw the first couple episodes, and it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad at all. It's just I don't know. I don't have a ton of time to watch a lot of TV, or we would cover more. Believe me, we would. But it's kind of my schedule, and Dennis's schedule is kind of insane too. So, someday, maybe if we're at I don't know 200,000 subscribers, that's never going to happen. But yeah, I can't see this being a full-time job just yet. Okay, let's not get crazy, folks.
What band's on your shirt, Gary?
The Who.
The what?
No, The Who, not the what.
Who's on first?
First base, third base. Sorry, no, second base.
Come on, we practiced this, and
I know. We were gonna, yeah. I was gonna do some bits the last couple of podcasts, and I decided against it.
We all thank you for it too.
No, I'm gonna do it. I'm warning you.
No. We said was also talking about Mr. Robot. Says one of the most underrated shows ever. First season is very Fight Club, very Fincher.
Very Fincher, very astute. Yeah. Very astute. They have a channel too, by the way. You should go check them out. They cover TV. They cover Walking Dead. They do. And we're going to team up someday. We keep talking about it, but my schedule is kind of nuts. So, but we will. Summertime is when we're going to do collaborations because we're going to have lots of time. So.
Feisty Fan says, "Did you just comb your beard?"
I did. I comb my beard all the time. Okay. See, if you don't comb your beard, it kind of gets a little nuts. All right. It's like combing your dog. Yeah. Yeah. I think you should grow a beard, Dennis.
No, it just doesn't look right. Trust me.
I don't know. Might be dead sexy.
Why
don't you try it? Dennis, when we started this podcast, Dennis had really long, flowing hair. He looked like a lead singer of a grunge band, and then he donated it to
Locks of Love.
Locks of Love. Yeah, that was really nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't do it anymore. I got too much gray going in there now, so they won't take it anymore.
Own it. Oh, they won't. They won't.
No,
they really won't take gray hair. Okay, I get that.
Yeah. I'm happy with that. I knew that it was gonna be my last time to be able to do it. And I saw the gray starting to come in. There was a few strands here and there. I'm like, yeah, this is gonna be the last time. So, yeah. Apple Crow says Dennis with a beard would be a lot like, "Hey kids, you want to pet some puppies in my van?" Exactly. That's the reason why I don't grow it out.
How'd you? Dennis does on a van, by the way, and it's got that tin foil on the windows, and it is white, and it drives slowly.
It's a panel van.
Yep.
You can notice which one it is. The one that says free candy on the side.
It does, yes.
On the one side, on the other side says free puppies.
Yeah, Dennis's free puppies and candy. I do birthday parties.
And we're demonetized.
That's okay. That's fine. Okay, quick story on demonetization for fellow YouTubers. I want you to pay attention. Okay, so Westworld, last night I did the thumbnail and I did it Armistice, Dennis's suggestion. I was totally down with it because I've got a bit of a crush on her. Okay, I do. I have a crush for robot armed tattooed hosts. It's right up there with green women for some reason. I don't know. Like I said, weird dude. And I put it up, and all of a sudden, like our clicks were going way up, and then they just stopped dead, and I got demonetized. I'm like, what the hell? And I tried a theory. So in that picture, which is still up on our website, it kind of looks like she has a black eye, but she doesn't. It's part of her tattoo. But there may be, I'm just put on your tinfoil hats. But I've tried a lot of stuff out. Like everything Ash vs. Evil Dead is demonetized that has a drop of blood on anybody on the thumbnails. They all get demonetized, and
it's really hard to find a picture without someone with a drop of blood on them.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter. So I decided to try something. I took that one off and just threw up a picture of Bernard. Instantly, our views started going up again. It froze, and then it unfroze in real time as soon as I just popped that thing up. So yeah. So if you show, but I've put pictures of guys completely with like altered carbon. His face is destroyed, and that hasn't been a problem. So while I understand the demon, I do it's like you don't want to show any blood or violence, even if it's television violence, violence towards women or anything. They're just like, they're not doing it, period. So yeah, so I just rolled with that's the Bernard thumbnail, and it was fine because I'd rather, get views than be frozen. But it was weird. It was weird because I'm like, what the hell? And sometimes they freeze your stuff anyway to do an audit on your channel. That's kind of normal, and maybe that was it, but I don't think so. It was weird how it changed back, but it's good to know. We learn. It's a learning process, this YouTube thing. No, I'm not going to judge them too harshly. They allow. No, I don't care. I mean, like I'll put up stuff. A lot of people give YouTube shit. We are not those people. I'm pretty grateful that we can actually, they give us a few bucks for this, and I would totally do it for free. Actually, it's kind of surprising that they let us do that. And it's a fun platform, and it's a way to, be social. So yeah, thank you, YouTube. I'm being grateful. Yeah. So let's go to, before I ask Dennis what his favorite color is. Dennis, what's your spirit animal?
It's the chimera mixed with a griffin mixed with a chupacabra. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, okay. Oh, you took mine. Damn it. Okay, Susan, what's your spirit animal?
Oh my God, we're having this discussion.
We are.
My spirit animal. Wow. That's interesting. I'll have to think about that because that's something that's never come up.
Yeah, it's never. I'm just gonna roll with it's Kandar from Ash vs. Evil Dead. Is that an animal? Is a demon considered an animal?
Yeah.
Kandar at the end. He was fun.
Kandar, we barely knew ye.
We barely knew ye. But my spirit animal getting killed by Ash is cool. I like that very much.
Yeah, we have Feisty Fan says hers is a corgi. And Apple Crow says he wanted his spirit animal to be a coyote, but it's the coconut crab.
Oh, you had no choice in it? So he must have went on a vision quest. Did you go on a vision quest, Apple Crow? I did, but I got lost.
Mike Krychik says his spirit animal is a naked mole rat.
Nice. What's a naked mole? Is that a thing? Is there a really thing called a naked mole rat?
Yeah, they don't have any fur and they live underground. That's why they're called naked.
Are they blind too?
Yeah. They're pink. They're kind of little ugly things. But Rough Girl 399, thank you. She says 2000, you guys rock.
And Penn Farm Girls thank you, Rough Girl, for the 399, by the way. Nice little emojis there. And Penn Farm Girls is a spider goat. And
Kevin this is Beast Boy.
Is Beast Boy. Okay, there you go. They're freaky looking. Is it kind of like a shaved bear? Remember that? Oh God, that picture that was going around.
Yeah,
of shaved bear.
As Mike Krychik says, it does look like kind of like a penis. So
it does.
Oh my God, Mike! Really?
Yeah. Kind of looks like a penis with little tiny rodent teeth.
Mike, your penis is going to end the world. We've had that discussion.
Oh my! I might want to hear about that.
Evil Dead reference.
There is that burning question everyone still wants to know about you, Susan. Your time in the porn industry.
The porn industry. Well, actually, there wasn't a time I was up for a job with one of the porn, like the major porn production companies in Chatsworth, but I actually was a sex phone operator. Truth.
Wow.
Yeah, truth. You got more than what you bargained for, but that is the truth. Yep.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah. That was something. We'll just say that was an interesting education.
Well, little does anyone know, but Gary was also a sex phone operator at one point.
I was. I took collect calls too. I was a prison sex phone operator, and yeah, things got a little dicey. And the phone bill was huge. I ended up losing a bunch of money. It wasn't really a good business investment. But Susan, so how long did you do that?
Probably a couple of months, and it got kind of it got very redundant after a while.
I would imagine.
And I needed some variety, so that was the end of that. But what they wanted was they wanted people that had like a theater background or took acting lessons. And at that time, I was doing something crazy, and I was deciding that, hey, maybe I'd like to be a character actress. And yeah, that was just one of my many adventures, my life on the Z list out in Hollywood. So
Nice.
yeah.
No, that's I understand that kind of running through characters and stuff, and workshopping. Is that what it's called? Workshopping. That's
Improv.
hilarious. Yeah. That is brilliant.
Working on your sets.
Yeah. What?
Oh my God.
Working on your sets too. Practicing your sets.
Yep, there you go. My beats and everything. Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, Mike Krychek says I did customer service for Penthouse. Very enlightening.
What is customer service at Penthouse? Did the magazine? I don't even want to get into it. There's way too much low hanging fruit there.
Apple Crow says, I think porn will be my retirement, is what he says.
Oh, that's a plan right there.
There you go. Now you're talking. They have the best Crow. Best for last. 1-900 Nerdrotic.
Kevin Deanne says, I did customer service for Comcast. That's a rough gig. Yeah, that is kind of like working for porn.
Yeah, I'd rather work for porn.
Mm-hmm.
They're
more reputable
with that.
Oh,
not at all.
976 Nerd. Ask Susan if she has ever worked a psychic hotline. So ask Alexis.
A psychic hotline? No, I have not. But that would have been fun because I used to do tarot card readings back in the day. I would have enjoyed that.
That would have been cool.
Yeah,
I would do that for sure. There's a lot. Yeah. Okay, rough girl. My favorite porn actor male is Mr. Marcus. Female is Vanessa Del Rio, Ron Jeremy, Jenna James, Heather Hunter, Tracy Lords, and John Holmes. Those are just all classics right there.
Yeah.
What about Desiree Cousteau? You want to go way back into the 70s? Desiree Cousteau. Anybody know Desiree Cousteau? No. No. 199 per minute. 1-900 Susan 69.
Oh my God. Who the hell was that?
That was ST3 movie Fanobi. Gave us $1.99, and that's what they put in there.
Holy shit.
That's good.
Not for his looks, but he's funny. Who, Ron Jeremy or the who was the guy who was in the pirate one, the Pirates of the Caribbean porno that like was the most expensive porno ever made and it had actual production value? God. The guy with the long hair, and he like put in his best William Shatner for that one. My God, it's funny. It's so funny. Yes.
I gotta be honest with porn. I don't want dialogue. I really don't want to. Let's just get to it, okay?
Cut to the chase.
The delivery. Yeah, let's just do this.
Oh man. I own a porn soundtrack. I'm blanking on the name now. It's a classic 70s one. Oh my God, I'll remember it later. I hate to bring up stuff that I blank out on, but
Mike Krychek says Sex Talk with Susan, new weekly podcast.
Yes. We have found something for our Monday time slot.
Oh God. Kevin Deanne says, question, what's the best porn parody?
Evil Head.
God.
I'm gonna say that pirate movie. It's Pirates of the Caribbean one. I mean, it wasn't straight up Pirates of the Caribbean parody. There's some good comic book ones, but yeah, I haven't seen any of those.
There's a Star Trek one from way back when that was actually someone was doing. You talking about the William Shatner? He did a dead on William Shatner.
Oh my God.
But like really bad. He kind of like nailed it, but then at the same time just kind of went overboard on it, like most porn actors would.
Now I have. That's my mission in life. I've got to find that now.
Yes. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Emmanuel. It's a 1974 porn. Or it's kind of softcore. It's
Sylvia
got
Crystal.
yes, best soundtrack. Such a good soundtrack.
Oh yeah.
That was known as softcore, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Adam West actually was in a softcore porn. He was in Lady Chatterley's Lover.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't Marlon Brando's? Was it The Last Tango in Paris?
The Last Tango in Paris. Yeah.
Let me, okay. Wow, that movie. All I can say is butter. No, thanks. And just him. Just that whole thing. Wake me when he's sexy. Wake me even when he was younger. I just never understood the appeal. Never.
Marlon Brando? No. A great actor. I don't think sexy at all. He's weird. He's always been weird.
Yeah.
And believe me, the stories out there, I don't know if there'll ever be a book. Apparently out there, there's a book out there about Burt Reynolds has agreed to be released when he's dead. That's going to just open the door of freaking Hollywood back then. And it's dark. It's supposed to be really, really dark. That's why he's, it won't come out till he's dead. I want to read the Marlon Brando one. I want to know. Because the stories about that dude were sick. I mean, just his act on Apocalypse Now, everything preceding that, how he treated his children. He owned a freaking island, and I'm just anybody who owns an island, I'm suspect. Okay, why do you want to own an island? I mean, I guess that other than you can, but
Raymond Burr did too. Raymond Burr owned an island in the Fijis, I believe.
There's a lot of those actors that had islands.
That might have been more innocent for him because he was gay in a time that being gay wasn't very cool. So, I mean, that was a famous story told on the Howard Stern show. Howard Stern's dad used to work with Raymond Burr, and every time they would hit cut on Perry Mason, be all, "Hey guys, let's go!" Yeah.
Wow.
Alexis Valen says this generation will never know the experience of trying to get scrambled TV, trying to get a scrambled TV channel to come in. Yes, scrambled porn.
I remember The Postman Always Rings Twice. 1981, Jessica Lange, Jack Nicholson. I remember I was watching this downstairs in the den with my parents because, I liked Jack Nicholson. I always thought he was great. And then came the clearing of the table scene. And my parents were scrambling to get to the TV. I'm surprised it was like a Super Bowl tackle, and I got sent upstairs. So I had the old-fashioned 1970s portable TV with the rabbit ears. There I was tuning it in with the rabbit ears and all the static in the world. But damn it, I saw that whole scene.
Yes, didn't we all have one of those little boxy black and white TVs in our and that's why our older generation, I'm sure that the kids don't really they don't give a crap about 4K TVs and stuff, but I still if something if it moves up to 8K or 10K, I will buy one because I remember watching the little black and white box that you could barely see, and I'd be in San Diego. So you're trying to get all the LA stations, and during at night it was better, and then during the day it sucked, so you couldn't see anything during the day. So I watched tons of because San Diego stations suck. I guess they still do, right, Dennis?
Oh yeah, they do.
Yeah, yeah. Good times.
Yeah.
Saturn 3.
Oh God. Yeah. Old man naked butt. Yes, exactly. And when I was actually getting my first degree, and I was living in San Francisco, the Tick was on. The animated Tick. This one they used to show cartoons on Saturday mornings for those of you kids who don't remember. And I was working a parking garage job on the weekends. And it was really boring, just basically sitting there, mainly doing nothing for the most part. And so I brought in a little black and white TV. It was probably about that big. And watching Saturday morning cartoons.
Yeah. Good. That's
memories.
Memories. And we loved it. And
we did.
you know, people say, "Oh, you only like that TV. You only liked what was on because it was only on 3 channels." But my argument is it was the best. You had to absolutely be the best to get on these 3 channels. So they didn't. Yeah, there was some crap, but not often. For the time, it was the best you were going to get. What I do miss, and this is what YouTube is cable access shows, which were
Oh Lord,
fucking weird. And now there's a million of them on YouTube, but they don't get the feel of a cable access show because you had to work hard to get one of those. You had to pay a license fee, and you had to bring sets. You had to pay for everything on your own. We got a lot of those schlock horror people, you know that, and I'm sure there were some. And we had Elvira, so we were kind of spoiled down in San Diego and LA. But didn't you had somebody up here, right, Dennis, in San Francisco? And
we had lots of people. Yeah, we had Svengoolie. We had Creature Features is actually the most famous one on KTVU. It wasn't public access, but yeah, dude, Creature Features was awesome and very often imitated.
I had Dr. Shock out of WPHL in Philly.
Dr. Shock. Let me check out Dr. Shock. Hey, was that Svengoolie? Dennis, was that Svengoolie in that Ash vs. Evil Dead that you were talking about? A couple.
No, the Ghoul.
No,
it was the Ghoul. Okay.
Yeah. I couldn't remember who it was. I know I'd seen it someplace, and yeah, it's the Ghoul. And
cable access. I used to work cable access in my hometown, and I actually had a variety show on cable access television in Clarion, Pennsylvania. Shout out to Clarion.
No way.
Yep, really? And the very first show, the station was flooded with calls, and they went like this: "What in the hell are you showing? What kind of crap is this?" Yeah, good times.
Nice.
Yeah, how's your father said some cable access shows had porn. They
yeah,
did. Yeah. Ed Brewer, Joe Bob Briggs was awesome. Especially when he was on he started off on the movie channel, if I remember correctly, and then moved over to TNT. Joe Bob Briggs used to write an article called Drive-In Theater. Joe Bob Briggs Drive-In Theater. And he used to watch some of the worst movies, like really schlocky movies. And I loved his criteria for adding up what was a good movie. Is he would say, like, 3.5 breasts, what was it, 5 kung fu chops to the head, and he would do all these different things as he was doing it, and so then he'd give what his summation was of whether or not it was worth seeing it in the drive-in or not. He was awesome.
That's brilliant. I was looking up I don't know his name, that crazy preacher that's out of LA.
God,
Preacher, I don't know.
Preacher he was on like 24 hours a day.
Yeah, dude. That's good stuff, man. That was good stuff. But we didn't have anything great in San Diego. So yeah, we just had Elvira. Just Voltron. We're talking about old TV, Dukes of Hazzard, The Greatest American Hero. It was great. I love Star Blazers.
Back again.
I know, it's all coming back, but it's not as good. That's okay. Some of it is. I mean, hey, if we get 1 out of 10, that's cool. I'm fine with that. Speaking of, let's go to a post that Johnny Pappas put up, a post of 10 best sci-fi and fantasy TV shows that you're not watching. And I kind of went over that list and went, huh? Some of it, okay, I totally get it. But
yeah, and they have a canceled show on there too.
They do. Yeah, that's a lot of,
hooey
booey. So if you miss Lost, there's Colony,
which is wrong because Lost was completely different, and one thing, Colony is actually good compared to Lost. But
yeah, they had good promos at Comic-Con too. They had really good promos, and I do appreciate a good promo at Comic-Con. Counterpart, which of course we love. Dark. I haven't seen Dark. What do people think of Dark? Has anybody here seen Dark?
I haven't. It's on my list. It's on my queue, I should say.
I'm going to check that out. Melissa, this isn't on the list, but Melissa, my wife, saw The Rain, and she's loving it. Yeah, she's loving it. So We got Borderlands right there. It's another show, or Into the Badlands. Sorry, Into the Badlands.
Feisty fan counterparts on Stars.
Yep,
that's where you can find it.
I wonder if it's if it's going to be on some kind of streaming service soon.
Pen Farm Girl, I haven't done a Colony recap. I don't know, honestly, if we have that big of a fan base for it, to tell you the truth. I kind of watch it sporadically as it is, and I was kind of interested. I found how they ended this last season fairly interesting, because it's pretty messed up what they did, but it's also kind of cool.
Yeah. There's Killjoys, which I haven't checked out yet. Now, the next one I have checked out is The Magicians. I don't know if you've watched any of that, Dennis. It's not for me.
It's not for me either.
Yeah.
It's honestly, it's some really whiny people that I kind of feel deserve what they've gotten into. And that's, when I don't like any of the people at all, which is, when you have that in a show, it's not something I want to watch.
What did I just do? I tried to click out of something. I get you on that one. Yeah, it's really not for me. That would have been right up John's alley if he was still around.
He loves that show. Yeah, he does.
He does. I did check out Philip K. Dick's Electric Dreams. I'm kind of waiting for Dennis to see a couple, and then we'll cover that, because it was pretty good. It's very Black Mirror. It is. Sense8. I watched Sense8.
That's the one that got canceled. Yeah.
Yeah. I did not like Sense8. Now, you liked Winona Earp, correct?
Yeah, actually, Winona Earp's pretty good. It's a lot of fun, and it's just mainly because of the characters. Now it's starting to go a little YA for me, so I might be dumping that.
Yeah. So. Have you seen any of those shows, Susan?
I've seen Colony, and I couldn't stick with it. Sorry about whomever mentioned that one. It just didn't appeal to me. But Philip K. Dick, I remember, wasn't Electric Dreams the basis for Blade Runner?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, actually. Yeah. So Electric Dreams is the anthology series that's happening on Amazon Prime right now.
Yeah. The Magicians, I don't know. It's kind of was like a hit or miss with me. Sort of like The Librarians was a hit or miss too.
Yeah, The Librarians, I couldn't get into.
Yeah.
I tried, and even with Bruce Campbell as Santa.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
He
was good in that. That was classic. Not because it's Bruce, but it was classic.
Yeah, exactly. They've had some classic guests coming in.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I liked about it, but for the most part, it's kind of a boring version of Warehouse 13.
Oh, yeah.
I like that show.
Yeah. So I was just going to answer a question here. Alexis Valen says, Dennis, just curious, what did you get your degrees in? I have one degree in biology with emphasis on marine biology and limnology. Limnology is the study of freshwater lakes, streams, all that kind of stuff. And my other degree is in media art and animation. So 2 different realms altogether.
Yes. Apple Crow has started Farscape Season 2. I have to get Farscape to Comics Division and Feisty Fan. I am going to do Farscape solo till episode 5, and then Comics, that gives Comics and Feisty chance to catch up, and then we're going to just review seasons from that point on. How long did it take you to get, because I remember you getting the media. When did you get your earlier degree? Because was that before we met, or?
That one was kind of in fits and starts, because I went to, community college to get some undergrad work done. Then I went to Davis because I was going to go into microbiology. I was actually a fermentation science major for a while in Davis. Then came to my senses, moved back to San Francisco, and that's when I finished up my marine biology degree. So that one, it took off and on probably about 6 years, I think.
That's cool.
And then my second degree only was like about 3 years. It really should have been only 2. But they kind of screwed me on my undergrad stuff, and I had to take a whole bunch of classes I didn't need to take. A year's worth of classes I didn't need to take.
Ugh,
Yeah.
money.
Private school.
Yeah. Apple Crow says I'm a grad school dropout. I'm a high school dropout. So, Susan, do you have any degrees?
I do. I have a Bachelor of Arts in Theater from Bowling Green State University, and I have 1 year in on my master's in screenwriting at Loyola Marymount in Los Angeles.
Nice.
Damn. See, I like to surround myself in good company. More proof for your Gary Prime. Yes, Apple Crow. I'm sorry. I apologize profusely. Jesus. I have Hard Knocks. That's what I got my degree in. The streets, man. The streets.
Movie Fanobi says, I like Continuum. Went off here and there, but I liked it. Travelers, Stranger Things, Black Mirror, Glitch is cool. Australian show The Killing. Yeah, you know what? I couldn't get into The Killing, the true crime stuff. I don't know why. It just doesn't appeal to me.
Yeah, I'm all about that. I love true crime for whatever reason. I'm a big Anne Rule reader. I don't know. I guess it's because the idea of getting into the psychology of why these serial killers do what they do. To me, that's more frightening than Freddy or Jason because it's real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that. It's just, I don't know. It just never really appealed to me, the true crime stuff. I don't know why.
Yeah.
You like True Detective, though. I mean,
actually, I never watched True Detective.
I thought what you watching at was who in the hell was watching us?
John was watching it with you.
We were talking about it on the podcast on the early days of the podcast. That first season was dope. I loved it.
True Detective 2 got a bad rap because I think it wasn't as good as season 1, but I think people didn't take it in the context of it was a totally different story. Different people, different situation. Now with True Detective 3, and they're bringing in David Simon, who everybody knows wrote Homicide and was involved with The Wire. While I love David Simon and I love what he does, I'm thinking this True Detective could just turn into another detective show where it's not as different or as weird as True Detective, the very first original. And that's why everybody tuned in, because it was weird. There was nothing like it. And that's just, I mean, David's good at what he does. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think he's going to be a good fit for what they envision for that show.
Probably, and also I think it's missing. God, I'm looking it up right now. The director, the one who directed season 1, every episode, who the writer ended up trolling in the second season. They even brought him in as a character to make.
Oh man,
yeah, it was fucked up. And that's actually what took me out of it. When I heard that, I'm like, dude, screw you. I mean, that's not cool. I know he's a Oakland guy. It was Kerry Joji Fukunaga. He did 8 episodes and that's what it was, visually stunning. That's the biggest thing about that show is the performances they got. Of course, Matthew McConaughey's best single performance, Woody Harrelson like coming back with brilliance. Man, it was a good. I want to rewatch it. But just it being directed by one person throughout the whole season. And Mr. Robot did that as well this last season. I think they did it season before too. And it really helps with cohesiveness to have one director. I know it's hard, but that's what made season 1 special. Season 2, I didn't hate. I was actually really into it until I found out about the trolling job. And I'm like, oh, that wasn't cool. It was still a pretty good story.
Music was great in season 2.
Hell yeah, it was. And I love seeing dark Vince Vaughn. Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, dark Vince Vaughn, the first time I saw him was in Clay Pigeons.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, not a great movie, but he actually put in a performance. You're just like, holy crap. Where the hell did that come from?
He was good in The Cell, too. That was a weird movie. weird because Tariq Singh, I may not have his first name right, but I think that's his last name, that directed The Cell, was actually a music video director. Yeah. And so you got those lush scenes, and Vincent D'Onofrio and Vince Vaughn together. I mean, that's like a dream team.
Yeah, that was a cool movie. Yeah. What was the one where that was just it? I want to see where he's going back to prison and has to fight his way out of.
Yeah, the shaved head. I don't remember what it's called.
Cell Block 99.
Cell Block 99. Yeah, I want to see that.
I don't know, man. I saw that. I started laughing.
I know, but I mean, it's like good schlock. You know what I mean? It looked like good schlock. I don't know. I like it a lot. I do. But yeah, so like I feel the same way about true crime as I do about fantasy. I like the really good stuff, but I don't like it enough to like anything under the really good stuff.
How's your father asks at Susan, what's your take on so-called torture porn movies like Hostel?
Torture porn to me is like something where, like, I hate to admit it, but every time Hostel comes on, I watch it. I know the outcome of it, but it's like, it fascinates me because it's kind of like watching a train wreck. You know it's going to happen, but yet you can't turn away from it. For me personally, I think I'm a bigger fan of psychological horror. I think that's the kind of horror that I don't want to say does more damage because it's not based in reality, but I think it encourages your brain to think. When you do torture porn, it's basically what different situation can we put this person in? Oh, well, let's take a drill and drill through his chest. That sounds pretty horrific. So, you know, it is what it is. But it's not like something I go out of my way to see. But I do prefer more of the psychological horror, like things like Rosemary's Baby, for example, or Roman Polanski's The Tenant. Things where people think that they're going crazy, but maybe they aren't, but maybe they are. That type of deal.
Yeah, I like Into the Mouth of Madness with Sam Neill. Awesome movie. And that one actually, at the time, I was renting a room in a flat, and so I had my surround sound speakers. I had the rear speakers underneath the bed. And when he's in there talking to the author, and we have and we have the ancient ones in that black hole that are whispering, and it was coming up from underneath the bed.
Oh God!
And I was like, oh, okay, I gotta pause this for a second. I gotta go to the bathroom.
Damn! No, just
kidding.
That's a good movie, dude. That's
a good movie. So I was gonna see here. I saw that Rough Girl said, "And has anyone caught the series City in the City? It's supposed to be the new counterpart. We want to see it, but I know it's on just BBC at the moment. I don't think it's come over here to BBC America as of yet."
Yeah, I'm gonna search that one out. Yes, we will be covering that. That looks really interesting. It looks like good fun. So that's something right up our wheelhouse. Totally into that. I was working at Technicolor, and God, I hate to admit this, but I worked a late shift, so I had the whole place to myself. There was one producer there, so I had run of the place, and it was a big empty building. So that night I was doing pre-mastering technician, so I was doing the final QC on Blu-rays, and then I would literally burn it. I would burn the master copy to send off so they could mass produce it. And I was doing paranormal activity. And I got creeped out, man. I admit it. I got told it was like 3:30 in the morning. I had not slept the night before. So I was like pretty much going on like 8 cups of coffee. And I got a little spooked by paranormal activity. I know it's a crappy movie, but damn it. I was like, shit. Because, there's in the office I'm in, it's like a security office. So there's a bunch of cameras and all the angles for the office and everything. Yeah. So it's like the aesthetic was perfect. And I was like, oh, shit. Damn it. I'm too old to get creeped out by movies.
Rough Girl says, did you guys get the email I sent you of the white glow phone from Counterpart?
Yes, I did. I got that email. Let's check it out. Let's go here. Did you send it to a guy? I've got too many. Part of the problem is I have too many emails. Okay. Like having 6 emails is not productive. It's not. Well, I keep all my old ones from work, and I still got my Comic Outpost one, for Christ's sake. I don't know why. Oh, now I can't find it. I'll find it. Well, yes, I did get the email.
Alexis Fallon says, y'all ever get a chance to speak with a military interrogator, pay for the drinks? They have sea tails. You go, wow.
I always pay for the drinks. I always end up. TK 420 said something. I said, thank you, Nerdrotic. Love you guys. Show. Keep up the good work. Well, thank you, TK 420, which is a good name, by the way. You are quite welcome. It is our pleasure. Comics Division does not like torture porn. Wuss. Just kidding.
Mike Krychek says, I enjoy the horror movies that you don't know are horror, like Mac and Me. Truly terrifying, that McDonald's dance scene nightmares. Yeah, that and Showgirls. Showgirls is really terrifying.
Oh, Showgirls, I have to admit, I have a confession. That's like a dirty little secret for me. Oh. I will watch that and laugh my ass off because it's like so much bad acting, so much bad Joe Esterhaas dialogue. Just absolutely amazing.
Yeah, he just kind of like said, you know what? All the stuff that I'm not supposed to do when I write a script, I'm going to throw that in there.
Yeah.
Just for the hell of it. Just to see if they actually film it. And then he's kind of like, holy shit, they filmed it?
I've seen worse. I've seen worse movies, to be honest with you.
I have too, but not by a lot.
Rough Girl's asking, what's Technicolor? Technicolor is a production house. They've been around Hollywood for many a moon. They were pivotal in inventing color in the films. They are owned by a French company now and going down the tubes quick. But they were fun to work for. And it was my working in post-production Hollywood job that I got after taking a 4-week course. I took a 4-week course, a crash course in editing, and it was 4 years of college, and they took out all the theory. So there's no book reading or anything. Your first day, you get a camera, they put it in your hand. They give you a crash course in Final Cut Pro, which is 72 hours, 3 classes. You have 72 hours to cut and edit your first thing, and you're off to the races. If you make it past that, you're good. You're golden. And yeah, I got a job in Hollywood after a 4-week course, and it pissed off some of the people I was working with. Sorry. It was 10 grand. I mean, it wasn't cheap, but yeah, it's out of San Francisco State. It's called the Digital Video Intensive, and I highly recommend it. It was, if anything, it's expensive, but you learn a lot about film and aesthetics. The aesthetics class were the best. Where you just, it was amazing. It was a great experience. Glad I did it.
Well, I'll tell you, I'd rather have that than part of the reason why I only stayed 1 year for my master's degree is because I didn't want to deal with all the theory. I was like, I can write. Just show me what I need to do to punch up a script, make it better. And I got caught up in wanting to get into television. So what I did was I found out that the Late Late Show, David Letterman's Worldwide Pants, was out in LA with Tom Snyder at that time. So what I did was I pushed to get an internship, and I ended up being one of the very first interns on that show.
Nice.
Whoa.
So I wanted real life experience.
That's brilliant. Oh man, see, we yeah, she's gonna have stories. We don't want to tell them all tonight, but she's gonna have stories. This is good. This is excellent.
Kevin Deanne asks, what exploitation subgenre do you like? I enjoy Bruceploitation. Clones of Bruce Lee fights back from the grave are awesome titles. Also, the Italian giallo and splatter films.
Wow. That sounds cool. I don't know what any of those are.
I know what some of them are.
Yeah, you're more the cinephile than I am. So yeah. I liked Grindhouse, the first Planet Terror. That's it. I don't know. I like some of the 70s blaxploitation stuff, but I didn't start watching that until Dennis started recommending some of it to me. So like Dolomite.
Yeah, I'm actually a huge blaxploitation fan. So
yeah, Foxy Brown is my favorite, and Dolomite. Yeah, Dolomite's the shit.
Now my new favorite. I know it's a parody of a parody, but it's Black Dynamite. Black Dynamite's the top of my list.
Black Dynamite is the shit. That is super good.
And I'm waiting for he's got a new one. Michael Jai White has a Western that's coming out. Same kind of genre. And it looks hilarious. I'm waiting for that movie to come out, and I can't remember what it's called now at the moment. I do have the trailer up on Nerdrotic. I have to find it again. But he's also working on Black Dynamite too.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
No, I can't wait for that.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome. I still love he comes in and this boomerang comes flying in through the window after him. He goes, haha, I threw that shit before I came in through the door. And that's, I mean, I don't know why. It's still the funniest line out of that movie. Excuse me. Susan, what's yours?
Some giallo is good. That's the subgenre of horror, so to speak. I do like a lot of the what they used to call the karate exploitation, like what you were talking about, the Bruce Lee and stuff.
Gymkata.
I like that kind of stuff too. Those would be the main ones, but Grindhouse is pretty good too, like the 70s stuff. The 70s exploitation horror, like Last House on the Left.
Oh yeah,
that were like gritty, and the way they were shot was, like bad Polaroid film stock. Yeah, that's stuff I really enjoy.
Yeah, and I just want to say, Comics Division says the Black Dynamite animated series was fucking great. Yes, it was. That was one of the awesome series. Actually animated by the same guys who did. Now I'm blanking on it. Man. With Huey and God, it was a comic strip beforehand, and now I'm just blanking on it. Oh man,
the Boondocks, right?
Boondocks, yes, thank you. The guys who animated the Boondocks actually animated the Black Dynamite animated series, which was awesome.
I'm blanking on his name now, but the guy who created the Boondocks, Dennis knows this story. I've told it a million times. Was sitting next to me in Artist Alley when he signed his when they bought the rights. Just it was initial rights, so it wasn't like it wasn't greenlit or anything. They just bought the right to produce it if they do it in a certain amount of time. And he got like I think it was like 10 grand or something like that. He was so freaking happy. It was cool. It's like sitting
Aaron
next to him.
Yeah,
watching him. Cool dude. And that was awesome seeing somebody. And that was back in the days where they were you could still get in the con, blah blah blah, and people and producers were rolling up and down Artist Alley. And just plucking scripts. Now they weren't paying a lot of money, but hey, 10 grand to an artist on Artist Alley, hell yeah, you just won the lottery there. I'm sure he got more once it went into production. But that was fun. That was good too.
And yes, Raymond, Afro Samurai is the shit. I have the entire series with Samuel Jackson voicing that. That's awesome.
The Hammer films aren't considered like exploitation, are they? Like they're
they're considered their own subgenre though.
Yeah, I like those. Those are fun.
Yeah, and I know I Spit on Your Grave is old. Penn Farm Girl. Yeah, it's really old school, but it falls into that grindhouse kind of thing that Susan was talking about for those kind of movies. There's a whole bunch of them, the Hills Have Eyes, People Under the Stairs,
Toolbox Murders.
Yeah. even Chopping Mall.
Shopping mall.
Yeah.
Alexis has a good question. You guys might want to ponder this one. A question for you, for myself, Susan, and Dennis. What movie has been made that deserves a comic book? I want to see Die Hard, the comic.
That's easy. Buckaroo Banzai.
Haven't they made a comic about?
No, they haven't.
That's the one.
They haven't. That's one of the things that just screams to have a comic book is Buckaroo Banzai.
Hobo with a shotgun, Attack of the 50-Foot Woman. What would you like to see become a comic, Susan?
Maniac Cop.
Ah, that would be a good comic. That would make an excellent comic. And by the way, it's either going to be Dynamite who buys all these, right? These are all going to be Dynamite comics. Dynamite buys all these properties and stuff.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. Oh boy. God, everything I like's become a comic. I would like to see. I'd say Briscoe County Jr., but I'm surprised that hasn't been done. I don't know how good of a comic that would make, though. I'd have to think about that. I don't know. I don't have.
Yeah, Mike Krychek. Yeah, trauma is its own subgenre because trauma films are just fucking weird.
We know Lloyd Kaufman is going to be doing Toxic Avenger 5, and he says it's going to be the best one yet.
Didn't someone just die from who did Toxic?
Toxie from 3 and 4, maybe, or 2 and 3. Yeah, John Altamira just passed away.
Marcus, are there porn comics? Yes.
There are lots of porn comics.
I refused to sell them in my store after I caught somebody taking the skin boat to whatever town in the bathroom with my kid there. And I kicked him out and took all the porn out that night.
Wow.
It was done. So, yeah, that wasn't cool. But it's San Francisco, so I was not surprised in the least bit. I was thankful he wasn't shooting up in there. I was just,
yeah. It sounds like a Booth 3 situation.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, I had no idea the dude was in there, too. I was like, I about jumped out of my freaking pants. Yeah, Logan was little, and I ran back there, and no, it wasn't Logan. I'm sorry, it was Indigo. It was Indigo, my oldest son. He was little. Yeah, and I'm rocking him back down there, and I just opened the door, and there's a dude right there. I'm like, what the fuck? Shut the door. Said, yeah, finish up, get the fuck
out. Penn Farm Girl says she Googled Buckaroo Banzai comic. It came up as a 2009 Moonstone title.
See, I thought there was one. I remember seeing one in the previews, but I remember a lot of things that didn't really happen. There's a lot of Mandela effects in my life. So. Yeah. Mark Wahlberg's $6 billion Man is slated for 2019. I'm going to watch.
I don't think it's going to happen, tell you the truth, because it keeps getting hit by setbacks. And so they don't have a script for it as of yet. So it's slated for 2019, but they really don't have a script for it.
They lost the funding, and now he's just back to being the $6 million man, which is some 1970s prosthetics.
It's supposed to be a comedy, to tell you the truth.
Oh, stop.
Yeah.
They did that originally. It wasn't Mark. It was Jim Carrey that was originally attached to it. And you know what? We did it with Starsky and Hutch. It didn't work.
Yep.
I mean, I get a kick out of that. Some of the scenes, like the Will Ferrell prison scenes, yeah. But let's just, oh my God. I have such a love for the $6 Million Man and Lee Majors, and let's just know. Let's hope that never comes to fruition.
Oh, wow. Okay, so it's the phone from Counterpart. Yes. So the phones we were talking about, just
the clear phones,
clear phones, yeah. So yeah, she just sent me that. I don't know if you can see it or not.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it looks very cool. Thank you.
Share that again. I didn't see that. Sorry.
She just sent me. I love interactive podcasting. There.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I want that phone now.
I do want that phone. I'm going to check it out. Thanks.
Kevin Yan says. Duyan, sorry, I'm gonna murder your name. Who would you cast for Masters of the Universe movie?
Dolph Lundgren. Bring him back, baby. He deserves a second chance.
You know what? An old Dolph Lundgren I would love to see him as an old, Prince Adam.
There's not that many actors who are like yoked up. I mean, like, I don't know. Yeah, it'd have to be a wrestler, and I'm not familiar. I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with modern wrestlers. I used to love wrestling quite a bit, but yeah, I just got out of it. So I'll say The Rock. They'll put The Rock as He-Man because he's the only buff actor I can think of.
If he yoked up a bit, Kevin McKidd would actually be pretty cool.
Who was not in Westworld last night.
That wasn't him?
That wasn't him. Kevin McKidd, wow. He would have to really yoke up. Chris Hemsworth, I'm sure, will be the first name out there. And actually, he would probably make a pretty damn good He-Man now that I think about it, but John Cena says Comics Division.
How's Your Father says, whatever happened to that Bionic Woman reboot show? Was that any good? The first season was good, and then they ran into all kinds of problems, I think, with the script, and it went downhill from there. And then it got canceled. So it suffered from hero syndrome.
Yep. I remember that. How's Your Father asked me, have I watched the Toys That Made Us show on Netflix? If so, any thoughts? I watched the Star Wars portion. I've yet to watch the He-Man one. And it was wonderful. It was beautiful. I loved watching it. I love, like, I didn't know most of this stuff. I'd collected all that stuff, that it was just a bunch of guys in a building in Ohio or whatever. And some really brilliant artists. And yeah, it was awesome. I freaking loved it. I highly, highly recommend that segment anyway. That's the one I watched. I was kind of hoping they would do one on Toy Biz someday. I know they're doing stuff. I want to see, there's a G.I. Joe one too, right? Got to see that one. Like the OG G.I. Joes. Those are great, with they had the fuzzy hair and the Kung Fu drip and all that stuff. But I want to see one on Toy Biz. I love freaking Toy Biz. This is my favorite all-time company ever, even more than Mego. I watched the episode on. I haven't watched the episode on Barbie yet. I'm gonna watch them all, even Barbie. Yes, as you can tell, I'm a bit of a toy enthusiast, and I do see them as art. And if you watch the Toys That Made Us, you will be convinced it is art, because it is. The Barbie one is fascinating, even if you never cared about Barbie. Hell yeah. Question for everyone: who's your favorite G.I. Joe? I liked Sergeant Slaughter.
Susan?
Oh wow, they're talking about the movies, right?
Whatever G.I. Joe.
Yeah, whatever G.I. Joe. Yeah.
Whatever G.I. Joe. I'm gonna have to go with the one that my grandmother got me, the actual G.I. Joe with the Kung Fu grip.
Hell yeah, the original G.I. Joe. OG.
Yep. With the beard and everything. Yep, that guy.
Yep.
Mine was Shipwreck, because that guy was drunk most of the time he was out there. And come on, the guy had a parrot. They all had, those stupid animals that they were pairing with him for a while.
Just agreed with you. He said, love the parrot. Yeah. Nice. I mean, Snake Eyes is a game. Everybody loves Snake Eyes, but I think, anytime you have a mute character, people love them because you project yourself into that character, because it's a clean slate. So I think it's kind of, I love Snake Eyes too, but it's because we all love Snake Eyes because we see that character is an open book. That character, we can put ourselves into that character. That's why you feel sorry for Hodor and
and Groot.
And Groot. Yes.
Yeah, and also I have to admit the Shipwreck parody that they did on Venture Brothers is brilliant.
Oh, oh my God.
Oh, with the big cross on his chest. Now they've become born again.
Oh, now I'm jealous.
Partner.
Comics Division has a Larry Hama sketch of Snake Eyes. You are a bastard. Shore leave.
Yeah,
yes.
Shore leave.
Mike Krychek. Yeah, okay, that's much better than how I said it. People love mute characters because they never say dumb shit. That's true. They're the easiest characters to write. Snake Eyes kicks that guy's ass, looks at that person, and then kicks that guy's ass. I don't trust silent people, by the way, not at all. We had. Did you ever meet Bob in the comic store? Dennis, I think you already moved to San Diego. We literally had a silent Bob. So we had a guy named Bob. He was a sweet kid, sweet guy, but he would say 5 words a day. Not the best person to have working in a comic store. So he was a little socially awkward. Once you got him going, he wouldn't shut up, but it really took a lot to get him going. And and like great loyal employee, did all his freaking work great, loved comics, knew a lot of shit, just didn't share it with anybody because he was so freaking shy. And I get so frustrated with those people. It's like, dude, say something for fuck's sake. You're kind of freaking me out.
Comics Division, his born again name, Charlie's born again name was Holy Diver. That's what it was. I forgot about that. Wow. Yeah. Which is wrong on a couple different levels.
Was Rick Jones an Avenger at Feisty Fan at Comics Division and myself? I believe so.
Yeah, he was. He was an affiliate Avenger. I know as a human, and then later on when he got his powers, he became an Avenger as well. He was like a West Coast Avenger, I think, at some point, wasn't he?
Yeah, well, he's been like multiple superheroes. Okay,
yeah.
So yeah, he's been a Hulk for a little while, and freaking, I can't remember, Captain Marvel or something like that. You know, one of the biggest things missing from the MCU is a Rick Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Toys That Made Us talks about how funny they thought it was that Snake Eyes was the most popular because through everyone who would, they thought everyone would hate him since he was just all black and plastic with no detail. Yeah, it was like really the laziest job they ever did. But nope, everybody loved him.
Rough Girl asks, Gary and Chris?
Who's Chris?
I'm Dennis, and that's Susan.
But if you combine them both, they become Chris now. We got you, Rough Girl.
Yeah, no, it's good. Off topic, but have either of you seen the Netflix documentary called Take Your Pills about Adderall? I have not.
No, I am gonna. Oh, maybe she was talking to somebody in the chat. I'm not sure. Yes, I'm gonna see it. Definitely. I gotta be in a frame of mind to see stuff like that. Because it does get me going. It gets me a little. I get pissed. It's one of my Feisty Fan has seen it. How'd you like it, Feisty? I see that shit. I mean, I want to bring it down too much, but I see that shit like, but not Adderall. Adderall is like not like opiates. Okay, I've seen opiates like killing way too many 19 and 20-year-olds. They're not coming back to meetings because they're dead. Yeah, that story is getting really fucking old. So,
Applecrow says, I helped run the Venture Brothers trivia thread on the Adult Swim board for years. You guys are totally out of your depth.
Yes, that's okay. You can help us then when we I don't know about, I mean, like I am because I don't remember shit, but Alexa, I don't know. Dennis, man, catches a lot of stuff, man. He's Mr. Detail. But you are welcome to join us when we review it. I'd love to have you in here, and you can help us out. I will take all the help we can get.
Alexis Valen says, what characters would you introduce if IDW hired you to write G.I. Joe? Which ones would you keep and which ones would you not use?
If IDW hired me to write G.I. Joe, I would create a villain. He'd be no, I won't go down that road, but you know who I'm talking about. He's a writer. He's got long hair, and he'd be the new villain. The one that might have made a bad comment on Twitter. We'll just leave it at that. And yes, so he would supplant
Cobra
Commander, and I would bring back Sergeant Slaughter. He would lead them all. No, I would do old school G.I. Joes. That's all it would. I like the G.I. Joe cartoon, but I'm still firmly of the 1970s G.I. Joe, and it took me a while to actually get on board to it. And the only reason I did was because of Sergeant Slaughter, and he was a wrestler, obviously. But I don't know if I'd be very good writing a military comic, Alexis. I'd be better at probably the Spider-Man story or something like that.
There was actually a really good animated series. I think it only lasted one season, where basically Cobra Commander had taken over and destroyed most of the GI Joes, and they were kind of on the run, going from safe house to safe house. And there's only like 3 of them that were left. That actually I think would make a more interesting comic than what the GI Joe stuff had become.
Well, what it is now is quite horrid, but
Yeah.
they're about to lose the property, so who knows where it goes from there.
Serpentor was awesome. Come on, mixing all the DNA of all the most horrible people in the world and making Serpentor.
Serpentor, which is kind of like Shithead from oh my god,
Wanted.
Yes,
Yeah.
Which is 666 pieces of shit from the 666 most evil people in the world. Yes.
Yeah.
That part was not in the movie.
I wish it was.
I know. Is it Comics Division? Is it you who doesn't like Mark Millar? I freaking love Mark Millar. I do. He's a little subversive, but I like him.
Did we ignore you, Rough Girl, or what are you talking about? Ignore you?
No, ignore me from Adventure Brothers.
Okay. It wasn't in all caps. That's why. The Grand Inquisitor. That's right. Ignore me.
Hi, Susan. I'm going to ask you another question. No. Hey, Susan. I really want to ask you this question because, honestly, the only time we really get to talk to Susan are on the live streams. So, Susan, what's your favorite movie of all time?
That is a hard question because there's so many of them. And oddly enough, it's not going to be a horror film. My favorite movie, it's kind of like there's 2 that are neck and neck, but I'm going to pick one over the other. The 2 of them are Chinatown and Lawrence of Arabia, but I'm going to go with Chinatown. Nice. And the reason behind that is this was back when Jack Nicholson was an actor, before he was a parody of himself. And the idea of film noir and neo-noir was very present in this. It's a very well-written script by Robert Towne, very well acted. And what my favorite, if this were a mantra for my life, it would be, forget about it, Jake, it's Chinatown. I love that line because it's so true. You can't fight City Hall. No matter what you do, you can't, you can try to go against the grain, but in the end, it's just Chinatown. There's nothing you can do about it. It's a great film. If you guys ever get the chance to check it out, I highly recommend it. Yeah, that would be my favorite film of all time.
What did you think of the 2 Jakes?
I was a little disappointed with it. I do like Keitel. I like Harvey Keitel. And I do like Jack, but I wish they would not have revisited, I know it was years later, but they just should have kept it, not gone down that path. What did you think of it?
At the time, I freaking loved it because I was very young when it came out, and I just it was cool. And Jack Nicholson, seeing it now, it's just rehashing. I agree, it's not very good. I thought I liked it back then, but it doesn't hold up well. And God, I think most people have just completely forgotten about it. So
that was a bad movie.
It's like when I think of Lawrence of Arabia, the reason why I picked that one and why they're so close for me is the visuals in Lawrence of Arabia are timeless, and millions of filmmakers have tried to recreate them. Even George Lucas, some of the scenes from the original Star Wars, Tatooine, just that whole desert landscape. But my favorite visual is when Lawrence is on top of the train and he's backlit by the sun in the brilliant white robes. It's like seeing a god, come to life. And the crowd is chanting, Lawrence, Lawrence. Yeah, that is cinema to me. That is grand scale, old school, 70 millimeter. We'll never see this again. That's why I love that film so much.
It's so good.
Yeah, actually a couple episodes ago on iZombie, they use Forget It, Jake, it's Chinatown.
Really?
Yeah, because New Seattle is walled off now. It's got zombies in it, and they've been walled off by the U.S. government. And they have corruption going on, of course, in there as well. And there's this girl who's probably not more than 16 or something like that, and she says, "Forget it, Jake, it's Chinatown." And I'm like, "Did you actually see that movie?"
Yeah, which you're referencing. She wasn't even born then. Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. It was pretty funny. And they all kind of look stunned for a second that she says it. They're like, "Well, yeah, it is Chinatown."
SD3 Movie Kenobi asked me a ways back. They're doing I guess Hasbro is buying. They're going to have GI Joe. Oh, they have GI Joe and the Transformers, and they're going to try to put them in the same world. For some, that's a terrible idea.
They did it in the comics. That's why
they did it in the comics.
90s,
yeah. No, they're doing it again now. I think so now.
Yeah.
And Lucas says Ronin with De Niro. I love that movie. The story, the chases, the music. That movie pissed me off, and I know it's for the exact reason why everybody likes it, and it just didn't work for me. Now it's a great movie up until then, but I know it's the whole point. You're not supposed to know what's in the case, but I wanted to know what was in the case. I really
for me, Ronin was a movie that was in search of a beginning and an end because it was missing both. It was a great middle of a movie, but there was a beginning that was missing, and there was an end that was missing. That seemed like it fell off at some point.
It's arguably De Niro's last great movie, in my opinion. But
I like Heat better.
But Ronin came out after Heat, though. Heat's brilliant, dude. Heat is so good. I was on a cruise and I stayed in my room to watch Heat.
Wow.
Yep. I was in the freaking Caribbean. We had stopped at Dominica and Heat was on. I'm like, no, I need to finish this movie. It's too good. And I stayed. I know it's dorky. Dennis, what's your favorite movie of all time?
My favorite movie of all time is Superman the movie, the Richard Donner.
Nice.
Superman. And to this day, so I still have with me the program. So old movie theaters back in the day, they used to give you programs for premieres of movies. And they would give a little synopsis of what the movie was about. And then they have photo stills of, the different actors and whatnot on there. And they used to give them out to everyone that came to the movies the first week, I think it was. So I still have mine from that time. And that was like the first, I guess you could say, big blockbuster movie that was coming out that still had the old theater grandeur attached to it. And for me, this was bigger than Star Wars for me. And I still love this movie a lot more than Star Wars. I can sit here and I can watch this movie like back to back over and over again. Just the very beginning of it, even Marlon Brando kind of crunching on his lines, Krypton. Yeah, Krypton's going to explode.
Planet Krypton. And at the time, I mean, it was people, those of you who were alive at the time, its popularity was equal. Mm-hmm. Star Wars. It was. Yeah. The people were going absolutely. There were Superman shirts everywhere, and it's all in your sequel. If it would have had a decency, if that Donner cut would have made it out, things would be a lot different.
Yeah,
things would be a lot different because I mean there would be Star Wars and Superman fans that were equal. It's a better soundtrack than Star Wars. I know some people would probably go to war with me about that, but I think Superman's a better soundtrack. It is a fantastic movie. Fucking fantastic. And the TV cut is my favorite. I like the 3 hours of everything.
Yeah, I still need to get that on Blu-ray. I know that they released that right now.
Yeah, they did. It's you can get that and the Donner cut together, and the Donner cut is so wonderful. I mean, I didn't hate the Lester cut of Superman 2. It's the music that's the most bothersome because they redid John Williams' soundtrack with like a chamber orchestra with like 5 people playing a violin and a guy with a kazoo or something. And yeah, it was yeah.
Oh, Apple Crow. That would get you like beaten up in some neighborhoods I know of, saying that the heat is less than the raid. The raid is just you know, it got out a little faster than Dread, which was a better movie. So that's all I'm going to say on that one. But going back to Superman, the John Williams score is whenever you still hear that, it raises goosebumps on people. That whole Superman score, and that's why they still use it to this day, because people know where it's from, and it's very, very well done.
Yeah, as far as superheroes go, I would argue that Superman is best in film with movies. He's best for the big spectacle, the big event, like the one unbeatable thing. I think it's hard to tell a Superman serialized story in comic books. It can be done, but you have to be a good writer. Or in television, I think he's the one that like has to show up for the most dire things, and that's why he's built for movies, and they just keep fucking it up, man. Yeah, best movie speech, Bill Pullman and ID4.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Straight up. That one gets me. Or King Theoden and Return of the King. I know he's got a million of them, but the one right before they take on the big battle at the end of Pilliner Fields, where he's like slapping the spears and screaming death. Hell yeah, that was good.
I don't know. For me, I would say, and this is a weird one, but Conan, what is best in life?
Is that a speech?
I don't know if it's a speech.
It's one of the best lines in film. I won't argue with you there. Yeah, I go back and forth on my favorite movie of all time. It's still Raiders of the Lost Ark. Raiders of the Lost Ark. Hell yeah, that's a perfect movie. It's fun. It's fun. It's a little scary. It's a little sexy. It's funny. It's Spielberg and Lucas at their absolute best. A cooler character than Han Solo. Yes, you heard it right. Indiana Jones is cooler than Han Solo. And he's still alive and didn't get killed by. Now, if they bring back Shia LaBeouf and have him kill Indiana Jones, we might have to talk. But
let's just bring him back just to have Shia LaBeouf's character get killed. That's all. Or he just gets killed off screen.
No, well, yeah, he's in rehab right now. So yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, he's got an absentee father, and he did go swinging with a lot of monkeys in a jungle for a little while, and he was probably tripping on some shrooms or something. Alec Baldwin and Glenn Ross. That's pretty good, Raymond. That's a good speech.
Yeah. Coffees for quitters, or coffees for closers. Kevin Deanne asks best action movie one-liner.
Oh man,
that's a tough one.
I got it.
Go for it.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Yep. That would be mine. Yeah. I can't think of anything better than that. That was the first one that popped in my head. So
especially since iZombie, I keep going back to iZombie. One of their episodes, episode 10, is going to be called Yippee-ki Brain Mother Scratcher, because you know how on the TV versions they always say Mother Scratcher.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, they're calling it Yippee-ki Brain Mother Scratcher is the name of the episode.
That's pretty clever.
Yeah, they that's the other reason why I love that show, because it's so full of bad puns, which they do when they come back from the commercials. They always have the comic outline of whatever the scene is, and they have the bad pun in there, and it's for wherever related to whatever's happening in that scene. And it just makes me laugh. And there's some that make me groan too, because they're really, really bad, but it's pretty good.
Cancel the kitchen scraps for lepers and orphans. No more merciful beheadings, and cancel Christmas. That's one of my favorite lines.
My other one is a spoon, because it would hurt more. Remember the Alan Rickman?
Yes.
Why would you use a spoon? Because it hurts more.
Oh man, I really did like that Robin Hood movie when it came out. I was going to talk about a guilty pleasure. Oh my god,
Yeah.
Bryan
Well,
Adams.
again, that was because Alan Rickman. If it wasn't because of that villain, yeah, it wouldn't have worked.
It didn't work anyway. But yeah, they had everybody was good except for Kevin Costner.
Yeah.
It was a good
You know
movie.
what though, with Kevin Costner, he needs to play more of these type roles. Did either of you guys see Mr. Brooks?
No.
If you get the chance, watch this movie. It's a horror film with Kevin Costner, William Hurt, and Demi Moore. And I was surprised by it because Costner plays a good serial killer. And this is the type of roles that he should look to get now that he's older and he's less full of being an auteur. Because he and William Hurt are kind of the same person. William Hurt plays his, I guess you could say his id to his super ego, if you want to get Freudian about it, where William Hurt is the baser side of him. And he's the one that wants him to kill people. And Dane Cook has a great small part in this, where he wants to go along with Kevin Costner and pick someone to kill. And it's just a hot mess. But if you guys ever get the chance to see that, Costner actually shines in it. I was pleasantly surprised.
Huh.
I'll have to check it out. We trust Susan.
William Hurt, by the way, I was kind of surprised to see back in Infinity War as General Ross.
Yeah,
Wow.
well, we got to see a lot of people come back in that movie. I had heard, and maybe she's going to be in the fourth one, that they were going to have Betty Ross in it too, like Liv Tyler. I heard she was supposed to come back.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah, I heard they really wanted to try to they wanted to bring things together. That's why Red Skull was in it, and just still one of my favorite scenes. And also, have you paid your dues? The check is in the mail. Pretty much, yeah. Everything from Big Trouble in Little China is a good line.
Yeah. And Mike Krychek says, can we all agree that Last Action Hero and the Adventures of Ford Fairlane are underrated?
Yes, absolutely. I don't hate Ford Fairlane, and I was a projectionist in a theater, and I saw that movie about 100 times in a row, and I still don't hate that movie. Now, I saw The Accused 100 times in a row too, and that's probably why I did a lot of drugs in the 80s. Not a fun movie to see over and over and over again. But I did, I may or may not still own a reel of the Rocky Horror Picture Show too. I might have walked away with it.
Yeah, I still love also Commando that Schwarzenegger did, because it was right after Terminator. He's still kind of channeling the Terminator a bit when he's doing that in some scenes.
Yeah, Commando's good. We got up there. No Love for I'll Be Back. I mean, I'll Be Back's a classic, but yeah, Yippee-ki-yay motherfuckers the best. Yeah, that's the 80s right there in a one little sentence.
It's the whole the fight between him and Bill Duke in the motel room. Are you afraid, motherfucker? Because this Green Beret is gonna kick your ass. He goes, I eat Green Berets for breakfast, and right now I'm not very hungry.
Wow, pretty
Get
good.
to the chopper.
That's my favorite, interaction between those two, because it's just so bad and cheesy. It sums up the 80s perfectly.
You son of a bitch.
You son of a bitch.
You son of a bitch. Andrew Dice Clay, crass motherfucker, but yes, I did like that movie quite a bit. And Rocky says Penn Farm Girl. Yeah, I could do a whole live stream on Rocky Horror. I used to, we were part of that. That's my theater background, is Rocky Horror. I did Rocky Horror for years. You know what? Maybe I can still fit into my little gold Speedos. I don't know. I wore fishnets though. I did. Sorry. It was the 80s. It was
yeah, Mike Krychek. Stallone does mumble through every movie, but also going back to Superman again. For the longest time, Terrence Stamp, in the very beginning, when he says, "You will bow down one day before me. One day you, and someday your heirs." For the longest time, I always thought, "And someday your ass."
Yeah,
I don't know why.
Everybody thought that. That's what I thought. I was like, why does he want to do to his ass?
I know. I was like, why does he want his ass to bow down to him? I don't understand.
Cliffhanger. I remember Cliffhanger.
That was a bad movie.
I did not see Daylight. What about Bird Noir? You want to talk about a bad movie with Mel Gibson with the rockinest mullet of all time? Oh, dude.
And I have to agree with Deadpool that the man bun is the millennial mullet.
It is. I think that's gone already, though. I mean, they're not rocking them here in San Francisco.
No. Dude, that was my Uber driver today when I was going back to the dealership. The car dealership was rocking a man bun.
Some people are a little behind. Yeah, they were everywhere in San Francisco last year, and they're gone now. They're completely gone. So now there are people here who've had man buns like forever and still rock them because it's part of their culture. But like, yeah, as far as white dudes, no. You say it's still around? I know where you are too. That's a little hipster area comics division. No. It's a travesty, the man bun. Okay. It's just really, that onesie with shorts, whatever the hell that is. Oh, fucking Christ.
Excuse me. Hell to the no. Hell no.
Hell no.
This is a chick here that I'm not into the man bun. No, sorry. Nope.
No.
Not rocking the pajama look with, like you said, the onesie, whatever it is, the mango, that old Chris Kattan SNL character. Mango shorts. Yeah, no.
Hell no. Steven Seagal. Yeah, Steven Seagal. That's an exception. Fucking hipsters. I know. Yeah, John Malin called me a hipster on the stream a couple of nights ago, and I'm like, am I? I mean, like, I look like what, but I'm not. We talked about that in the live stream earlier. 100. Yeah, not a hipster. I am not a hipster, Feisty. Yes, I like avocado. Yes, I like toast. Sometimes I like them together. Not a hipster, though.
Have you ever cut your hand, though, cutting open an avocado?
No, I've not cut my hand. I am from California. I know how to cut it. For one, you don't use a friggin' knife, okay? You don't need to use a knife. You can cut an avocado with a spoon if they're right.
Yeah.
There you go. Actually, Dennis is, Fallbrook is where the best avocados are grown, period.
Well, yeah, he does live in San Francisco.
Who does?
Talking about you. How's your father?
Yeah. I do live in San Francisco. I do. I promised to do a video from the Toast Bar.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Stream it.
Yeah, that'll be good times. I'll be.
If I got to move out to where you guys are again. I got to move out west. Pacific Northwest is calling me.
Yeah, I was just reading these things about different belts that are in the United States. You know how you have the Rust Belt and the Bible Belt. What do they call the Pacific Northwest? And Nevada is the non-church belt, I think is what it was. I can't remember what they called it. They called it something else, but it's basically where the least amount of people go to church.
Oh, wow.
The atheist belt or the agnostic belt or yeah.
No, they call it something else, and I just blanked on it. It was
hemp belt. That's what it's called up here. The hemp
belt. Yeah.
Yes. I don't know how much longer I'm gonna live here, but a little while. A little while still.
Where do you want to go?
Not here. It's anywhere but here. It's cool town. I've lived here long enough. It's very expensive, and the school system. While in elementary, it's freaking brilliant. When you get a little, when you get to junior high and high, it's pretty bad.
Yep.
Yeah, it's very bad. So yeah, we got a bail. Probably gonna go up north, up to Marin, somewhere up there.
Nice.
I'll stay in the general area. My kids want to move to San Diego, but wife ain't having that.
Really?
Yeah. I
don't know. She doesn't want to come back home, huh?
She doesn't want to come. Yeah. She's plus, all our clients are up here, so it makes sense.
I see that I'll probably be out west sometime, probably soon, but not to Los Angeles. Definitely not done with that. But definitely somewhere, probably in the Pacific Northwest. I want to get somewhere where I've got the mountains and the beach and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Right there.
As crazy as this effing state is, it'd be really hard to leave. It'd be really hard to leave. But it's trying. It's really, really trying.
Cisame's Ned Beatty played Otis in Superman. Yes, he is a great actor.
Mr. Smoker. Sorry, that was actually Lex Luthor, but
yeah, the whole thing. Hey Otis, do you know why the numbers 240 are so are so descriptive of both you and me? It's because it's your weight and my IQ.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, see, they wouldn't have an Otis now because Lex was so abusive to him.
He was very abusive to him.
He was bullying Otis. Okay. Who owns all that real estate around the San Andreas Fault? Lex Luthor. How's your father? Actually, the San Andreas Fault is a mile and a half that way. That way. I'm very, very close to it.
No, Alexis, she says you should do a charity event. If it raises X dollars, you shave. Dennis grows a beard for Y goal. Susan dyes her hair rainbows for Z goal, and pick a charity.
I don't want to shave my beard again. Just make Dennis grow one, and then Dennis can color his beard. How's that for No, I think that's a great. I just shaved my beard. It took me 3 months.
How about we color your beard? How about that?
No, I just grew it back.
You got a professional hairstylist.
I worked so hard at growing. I was like in bed pushing the hairs out, trying to get it to because it breaks up the monotony in my face. Comics Division said I would like Austin. I'd probably feel the same as I do about San Francisco. Like I love half of it and I loathe half of it. Jeff Bezos. Lex Luthor. Yeah, Jeff Bezos owns California. You should do. You talked about charity. That's something to think about. I'm down with as long as the charity is Autism Speaks. There's my little button right there. I'd be down.
Dennis plus rainbow beard and a onesie, and Gary has to grow a man bun and do a toast podcast.
Wow.
Yeah,
that would have to be a lot of money, a lot of freaking money.
Yeah, that'd have to be in the 6 digits at that point.
Yeah, easily. Hey, what we're doing for Comic-Con is pretty bad. It's right around you're warm. What we're doing for Comic-Con, it's either going to be really funny or really it's going to kill the channel. I don't know what, but we're going to do it anyway. What's the best vigilante movie? Mine's The Exterminator. Death Wish 2.
Man, the best vigilante movie?
It says Kevin Dwyan.
Darkman.
Yes.
That's a great movie.
I'm gonna have to co-op that one with you, Dennis. Definitely Darkman. Love that movie.
Yeah.
Comics Division says original Death Wish. Nice. Ed Brewer, it said 5,000 subs and it's on. All right, there's got to be a time limit on that, Ed. So if we hit 5,000 subs next month, I'll consider it. But not now. Nah. Now if we put out some video which is very unlikely because all of them are really long, that goes crazy viral, then we're screwed. But okay, fine. If we get 5,000 subs by the end of June, I will dye my freaking beard or shave it or do whatever you guys want.
And I'll shave my head.
No, you're gonna have to shave your entire body.
Whoa.
Yeah, we're gonna take you to Brazil, Dennis. Again. Wow. I'm sure 10 viewers just jumped off right there. All right. We're not cosplaying as Lex and Otis, although that's a really good idea, Jody. No, we're actually cosplaying as the same thing. And this is the first time I've cosplayed at Comic-Con ever. So I think it's Dennis's second time or third time.
I've done it a couple of times. Yeah.
John Wick. Yeah. John Wick. Like, you can't count John Wick's like kind of it right now. Yeah. John Wick's great. Nothing bad to say. Man on Fire. Ooh, that's a good one.
Oh, that is a great movie.
Yep. I like that movie a lot.
It's sad.
It really is. It really is. All right. We're getting close to that 2-hour mark, kids. So we're going to be winding down in the next 10 minutes to let Susan go to bed. And Dennis and I have to quote unquote work tomorrow. What works for EVS? How's your father? What EVS gets? You mean getting 5,000 subscribers? He got 5,000 subscribers last night. So
Wow.
on his 87th Rose Tico video, which continues to be funny. The joke has not gotten old yet. So bless him, man. I love EVS.
TK420, yes, law-abiding citizen was awesome. Except for that ending. That ending is it's the one with Gerard Butler as the dad whose wife and daughter are brutally killed. There's stuff that happens beforehand. He kind of disappears for a little while and comes back and starts taking on the entire justice system, showing them how screwed up they are by killing a lot of the justice system while he's in jail.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal. Jamie Foxx is in it too, and it's a good movie. It's just really freaking brutal.
Apple Crow likes he asks Falling Down. I liked Falling Down and the remake. Well, it was a story within a story called The Last Jedi. Yeah.
I haven't seen the latest iZombie because it airs, but I have to wait till it comes out on the app because I'm far enough out of San Diego where I don't get it over the air as easily anymore, and they don't have it on my service as a live stream kind of thing. And also, I'm doing this too, so it was during when that was actually airing.
Yep. And he also lives in a town called El Cajon, which is the box, basically.
Yep.
So,
I believe it's technically referred to as the Devil's Nutsack, if I remember. That's what El Cajon.
El Cajones.
El Cajones.
Yeah. Well, they have a lot of original names down there, like La Mesa. You know, the table.
The table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vista, the town of Vista.
Yeah. Which means Vista.
Kevin Dwyer, last question for me. Oh, it doesn't have to be your last, but we got to go. You can keep asking questions though. For me is what show within a show would you like to be an actual show? Whoa, that is way too three-dimensional for me. A show within a show that needs to be like a Simpsons or just like a group of people that are in a show that I would like to see the Ghost Beaters with Kelly and Pablo become a show. That's what I'd like to see. There you go.
For a twisted take on things, I'd say Mr. Chuckleteeth.
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
Mr. Chuckleteeth was brilliant. And I would love to see a lot more of that. And
I would probably like to see the Knights of Sumeria. I'd like to see them start, how they came into being and follow them up, into modern times. I would really like to see that.
I would, love to see the Knights of Sumeria, and they kind of follow a, because the Bruce or Ash was their, he's the
chosen one.
The chosen one. So they kind of model their lives after him.
Yeah,
kind of funny.
It would be.
That would be good stuff.
I'm
down.
Penn Farm Girl, the housewives from Happy would be awesome as well.
Yes. The Sussex County Sirens, Fuck yeah. Oh my God. Did you see Happy, Susan?
I've seen parts of it. Yes.
Okay, Happy is so fucking good.
Yeah, if you're into horror, Susan, Happy is pretty much a really intense horror show.
Oh, I love Chris Maloney, so I'm like there.
No, he was great. Everything about that show was great. Everything. Yeah. I mean, they took a comic book that was impossible, turned it into it was supposed to be a dumb little subversive Christmas story that they turned into a series that's brilliant. And yeah, I fucking love that. I love the comic, but I have to say the show was kind of better. From True Detective season 1, Rust Cole and the old sniper bartender with some strange version of Cheers. That'd be cool. I forgot about that. Yeah, gotta watch that show again. Did you guys ever watch Brimstone? I did not watch Brimstone. Did you, Dennis?
I did. I liked Brimstone. It was actually quite a lot of fun, to tell you the truth. It's the whole thing of the ex-cop who is sent to hell, but he'll be released from hell if he gets back all these escaped souls.
Oh, yeah. I remember. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. That was a good Fox show. It just got killed after one season, like many Fox shows.
So many Fox shows. They are the network of Herman's Head. Does anybody remember Herman's Head?
I remember Herman's Head.
Loved Herman's Head. Yeah, good stuff. All right, so let's wrap this up. Everybody, thanks for hanging out with us on our 2,000 subscriber party where we were just kind of bullshitted, and it was great. I love this. This is the best. This is the best. So I don't know if it's the best to watch for everybody, but it's definitely the best to participate in. Susan, plug your wares.
I have a Dana DiLorenzo interview coming out tomorrow. So nice. You guys are fans of Ash. I still have some Ash things coming up, to wrap things up. So she's going to be featured tomorrow. Of course, I've got Brockmeyer on Wednesdays. We've got Ash Wednesday coming on Wednesday, obviously. Got some good things in the future coming up at 1428. I'm going to have a regular feature for Evil Dead, the musical. I'm going to have that every week where they go behind the scenes and do kind of like a Rob Tappert of the high-tech stuff they're doing for this stage production. And I'm also going to have an interview coming up with a guy named Josh, and I don't want to butcher his last name, Jaguva. I'm sorry if he's listening. He is actually the illustrator for Bubba Hotep for the comic book that's coming out with Joe Lansdale that will be launching sometime this month toward the end. Nice. So I have an interview coming up with him. So, yep, you can catch me. You can catch me there and on Twitter and on Facebook too at Susan on the Ledge.
Excellent. And Dennis, you have a Twitter?
I do. It's at DeForce, DAFORCE. Gary's at Nerdrotics. And Jody asked you a question there.
What's the question?
When is the Dana interview happening?
It's sometime in the future. We don't know yet. She had to reschedule. We're working for, it's going to be on a Monday. I can tell you that. Hopefully it's next Monday, but I don't want to say anything too early this time. We were supposed to have a thing with Derek, and that kind of came and went. And yeah, so these things. So what I'm going to just kind of do, because I'm new at this stuff and have no experience in it whatsoever, keep my mouth shut until I know something's like for sure. So hopefully next Monday, but we're still working on it. And it wasn't her fault. It was me. She wanted to change times. I just couldn't do it. I wish I could have, but I couldn't. So we have some wonderful patrons, Dennis. You want to hear about
we do? Yes.
So we have 23 of them now.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's Dakota Stanton, Penn Farm Girl, Apple Crow, Christianette Echo 9, Shakiri Lama, Eric, Richard Seth Jones, Viking Bitch, Luke Lucas, oh God, I can't do this one. Mech Heist, we'll just say Ed Brewer, Logan McLeod, Feisty Fan, Lawrence Howe, Isaiah Norton, Fan on Roof, Tiger Maskin RH, Rubicon Alpha, Johnny Pappas, Jody, Brian Smart, Steve D, and Arturo Espinoza. To the new patrons, welcome. To the old ones, thank you so much. You're going to get charged soon. And to the new ones, you're going to be getting some stuff. And we're working on t-shirts. We're going to have those by Comic-Con. Those are all going to be included and sent to you for free once they are done. I will hit you guys up for shirt sizes and stuff very, very soon. And I also want to thank everybody in the chat for joining us for this little party. It's lots of fun. I love hanging out with you guys. We got a couple people in our chat who are going to be joining us on future podcasts. Comics Division and Feisty Fan will be doing Farscape stuff with us. Dennis and I and Susan is going to jump on too. We owe a bunch of Patreon videos. We're going to be doing Bubba Hotep next. I believe that is next week. I got to get with Susan and Dennis for a time, but next week is Bubba Hotep.
Nice.
This summer, all three of us are going to be doing Burn Notice, and hopefully, if we have time, Briscoe County Jr. We got the whole year to do that stuff, and we're going to be doing Venture Brothers and a lot of fun stuff. Right now, we're covering Westworld, Legion, The Expanse, and maybe still Krypton. Not sure. Kind of on the fence about that. Krypton. And of course, we have the Friday Night Live podcast where we invite you all to join us, and we do kind of the same thing we did tonight, and also the Monday Nooner, which is lots of fun. So, yeah. Thanks, guys. Thanks you two for coming in last minute, and good job, by the way, both of you. Susan, thanks for coming on and helping us blast past 2,000 subscribers, which was I cannot believe this, man. Like it was a year and a month ago we had 30 subscribers. So
yeah, someone actually was on here that said they were subscriber number 44.
Who was it?
It was somebody way early on in the chat. So
I know Brian Smart has been on. Jody's been with us for a long time. Brian Smart's been with us for a long time. Viking Bitch said she jumped on during the Tick, which was last summer, and she was the person watching. So thank you for being the person watching our Tick stuff. If you haven't watched our Tick stuff, it's good. Okay. And if you haven't watched the show, it's great.
Awesome.
Yeah, we got a couple subscribers while we're on. So outstanding. Dennis, take us out.
I want to thank everyone, by the way, who joined us in the chat. There's a lot of people, so I'm not going to go through everyone's name. But other than that, children of Earth, don't let the door hit your ass on the way out.
May the small folks sing songs of your greatness. Say goodnight, Susan.
All is well, people. Good night.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.